Please, sir, can I have some more? Can I have some more fragrance performance, please, sir?
Dobby is free.
Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Lots of scents out there smell amazing when you first spray them on. First 30 minutes, lights out. And then after that, they wither away into nothingness, going to the great fragrance beyond. They see the bright light and they go straight into it. But not today's fragrances, no sir. Today's scents are the type of fragrances that you can spray on and possibly even smell them the next day. And you gotta take a shower, guys. You need to be showering. I mean, maybe actually shower before bed. And yeah, you technically won't smell the fragrance in the morning, but you will be cleaner, just saying. And it's a great mix here today. We got designers, we got niche, we got clones, everything. All of them are linked in the description below. This is in no particular order. Let's jump straight into it by just grabbing a random one. We're starting off with DC Miyake. So this one is Fusion DC
Extreme.
So I mean, it's right there on the front, right? It's a coconut forward fragrance and also features mint and mineral notes. When you see that coconut, mint, could that smell like Le Beau from Jean-Paul Gaultier? And my answer to you is, not really. But I mean, it's kind of in the same ballpark to an extent. Just throwing out a lot of qualifiers. Ballpark, to an extent, kinda. Along with those notes that I already mentioned, there's also cardamom in here, lavender, bergamot, solar notes, and a bit of woodiness as it dries down. So it is very fresh, also creamy, tropical, and good performance. Sticks around for a long time. At least off of my skin, it always has. There are some people out there that say this one does not work quite as well for them, but if I spray this on decently, it's gonna be there. And another good thing about this fragrance, it is cheap. Yeah, it doesn't cost very much. This one you can pick up at discounters for about 30 bucks or so for this size bottle. If you want to go for a larger size, creeping up closer to 40. But all things considered, with inflation and the price of fragrances going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher at retail, I'll take 40. Thanks. Oh, what's that? It's 50 now. Oh, well, that was quick, but it's 60 now. Please stop. I'm just playing, it's still like 40. Knock on wood. Let's go for something completely and entirely different next. That's Honi Iomi Monkey Special from Zerjov. Yeah, this one, a bit of a hype beast and also quite a bit more expensive than Mr. Miyake over here. This though is a bit of a monster in terms of performance. It has a robust note breakdown. That's the best way to say it, robust, especially compared to the 3-note note breakdowns that we're all the time getting and complaining about nowadays. So that note breakdown includes such things as passion fruit, rum, patchouli, cinnamon, leather, bergamot, caramel, tonka, vanilla, sandalwood, labdanum, and more. Like I said, robust. It has great staying power and projection as well. So this is that type of fragrance that, yes, you'll smell it the next day, and no, it won't be a whisper. Because some of these fragrances indeed last a long time, but then in terms of projection, they're not quite as beastly as some of the other ones. Like they're still there, you still catch a whiff, right? But this one, this one will assault you. That does actually not sound positive at all. But it's really strong. It'll get you noticed from across the room. Definitely will get you noticed if somebody's within arm's reach. Sweet, warm, spicy, even a little bit syrupy as well. Really, really good. And you can say what you want about Zerjov and their multiple fragrances that they've done with different musical artists, but this one, just as a fragrance, remove the whole collaboration and everything. Really, really solid. Fall and winter. Don't wear this when it's really hot out. Unless you just, want to be that guy, and then go for it. I know some people would be like, I am that guy. That's me, I'm the guy. To which I would say, that's cool, but this time I didn't mean it in a positive way though. Up next, let's go for one that matches my shirt, or at least pretty close. It's called Pierce, and it's by French Avenue. It is part of their Equestrian series, which is a new line of 4 different fragrances that are, you're never gonna guess, Parfums de Marly clones. Notice the cap. Yeah, it's like the PDM cap worked out and got thick and shorter somehow. I don't know how that would work really. But yeah, Pierce is very obviously a Perseus clone. Get it? Perseus. Also the color scheme. And there has been a bit of a resurgence of PDM clones hitting the market. Armaf has put out their Lions Club set, or line, or collection, or whatever you want to call it. All three of those, PDM. And now the Equestrian series, PDM. It would not surprise me to see Latafa or some other brand come out with like their new line of PDM stuff as well, but you know, I guess that's how it is right now. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I don't even think that actually matches what I'm talking about. So anyway, yeah, this is Perseus, and the quality here, very nice. It does smell though quite similar to Perseus, so any of those drawbacks that you have with the PDM, you will have here as well. Like if you don't enjoy Perseus, probably not gonna enjoy this one. But if you really enjoy Perseus, if you really like that, whew, real good. Now, of course, Perseus also is a little bit similar to Terre d'Hermes. Terre d'Hermes Autre Fraîche, Terre d'Hermes Ogivre. So that sort of style, that's what you're gonna get with this one. Very woody, a little bit dry, classy, masculine, and quite long lasting as well. Actually, this is my scent of the day. I have it on right now, right there. Looks like I'm getting my vein ready.
Give me some more of that Perseus.
But yeah, it has stuck around, it has lingered, and it still is wafting quite nicely. There is not a worse way to talk about your fragrance, I swear. It's wafting, it's wafting real good. Great, bud. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Oh, sorry. Next up, we're gonna hit a fragrance that changed my entire thought process on a line of scents. Morphed it and made me really appreciate it much more, and to boot, strong as all heck. But before we jump into that one, an update on the code situation. Gift Express has been bumped to 15%. 15. That's right, an extra 5% off. Which actually makes it the best code of all the codes I have, so shout out to Gift Express for actually giving us a better code, not a worse one. They're a great discounter. They have tons of fragrances to choose from. Also codes for Maple Prime, the Perfume Box, JOMASHOP, and many more. So any of these discounters or stores that you shop at, use those codes, save yourself a little cash. The scent that I was talking about, none other than Invictus Parfam, which is an important release in a lot of different ways. It's the first Invictus to sport this new chiseled bottle design. See that? That looks cool, right? I guess. I mean, I personally like it. I think it looks good. But apparently they're rolling that out across pretty much all the Invictus fragrances. They're all gonna have this bottle shape. So the old, more rounded shape, get out of here. Just not modern enough, you know? This one, sick. At least that's what somebody at Rabanne headquarters decided, but like I said, I like it, so I'm not gonna complain. Invictus Parfum brings it back to smelling more similar to the original Invictus, which Invictus Victory and Victory Elixir, you know, they had kind of taken Invictus in a different direction, but not here. This one throws it back. It brings back that freshness, adds a nice soapy aspect to it, marine aspects in here as well. It does have sweetness like you would expect from an Invictus, but not as bubblegummy, a little bit more mature, again, a little more modern compared to the OG Invictus and some of the flankers that came after it. And it sticks around forever. So it's just such a killer fragrance. If you're looking for something really versatile, daytime or evening, pretty much year round, this can do it. And the fact that it does have that staying power is just so nice, because you don't have to worry about reapplying or anything like that. And like the other Invictus fragrances, big compliment for it. Clone Zone Vicar Black is up next. This one is by Latafa. Interesting bottle design because it's got like little snake scales on the back there. I'm not sure why. This is a clone of Y Eau de Parfum, which also could make this list. Y Eau de Parfum, great staying power, lasts a long, long time. Y Le Parfum also. But this little guy is, how you say, cheap, with it being a Latafa and one of their more affordable ones. And it's just that bang for your buck again. You know, you don't pay much, lasts a long time, smells really similar to a very popular fragrance that's, again, extremely versatile, big compliment puller. There's a lot to like there. Yeah. And truthfully, it's easier to come up with powerful, cheap clone fragrances than about anything, because that's pretty much what they do. Most all, not all, but most all clone fragrances have improved performance, at least more than you would expect, especially when you see their price points. And this is one of those. You know, you look at it, it looks a little bit cheap, frankly, and the price point is a little bit cheap, and then you spray it on and it just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. And it's one of those ones where you're just like, dang, man, how do they pull that off? I mean, it's not a mystery how they pull it off, but still, how do they pull that off? We go niche once more with Intense Sedre Boise, which does have a cap with small magnets inside. Whew, great. So, I don't know how many of you guys out there are familiar with The Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell, but he played a character named Ash in those movies, technically Ashley, full name. But if you're familiar with those movies, stick with me here. In Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell's character, he shoots what they call deadite over the shoulder, does a little shudder, like, you know, it's very satisfying. My version of that is a satisfying click of a magnetic cap onto a bottle. Ooh. One of those things is cooler than the other. I just can't quite put my finger on which one. Yeah. So Sedre Boise, it's really well known for performance, and Intense Sedre Boise, get this, a little bit longer in longevity, not in terms of the bottle or anything. The name technically is longer though too, yeah. So Intense Sedre Boise, it's got that really nice, sexy fruitiness, you know, this bit of sweetness in there. Then additional woods, gives it more of that base, you know, slightly heavier, but still has enough freshness that you can pretty easily pull this off anywhere that you want. And a lot of people will say that this is kind of in that overarching Creed Invictus family. Obviously side by side with the Ventus, it does not smell the same, but it is kind of in that, like I said, family. And so is this. This is Hosavot by Nishan. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but Nishan fragrances used to be way more affordable at discounters. You used to be able to get these things like 60, 70 bucks. That is not the case anymore. At least not for the Nishan fragrances that most people really want. So this is another one that's gonna be in that Invictus style. And I will say that Hosavot is a little bit closer to Invictus than Intense Sedre Boise is. Did I say Intense? Intense. Part of the reason is it does have that pineapple off the top, pineapple and citrus. So that's going to remind you a bit of Invictus when you first spray this on. Then as it dries down, a good amount of woodiness and oak moss in there as compared to like the birch that you're gonna find in Invictus or the black currant that's in Invictus. It is an extrait de parfum that performs like an extrait de parfum because on occasion, not super often, but on occasion you will get an extrait release and you spray it on and you think to yourself, is it really? You sure? Okay. But this is one where you don't question it. You spray it on and then 6 hours later you go, yeah, still there. 12 hours later, yeah, still there. You get the picture. Hosavot. Also, I will say that there are some of the more obvious fragrances that I don't have in here. So like Sauvage Elixir, for example, don't have that one just because it is, like I said, pretty obvious. Next up, we're going back to fall and winter time with the most wanted. This time, the Parfum edition. Very simple, no breakdown. Basically vanilla, incandescent woods, and red ginger. That is it. Yes, a whole 3 notes. You know we love it. This one also has been really increasing in terms of price. Yay. I did a little research here recently, looking back at some of my earlier purchases and comparing their prices to what they go for nowadays. And Azzaro's the most wanted and the most wanted Parfum have gone up a decent amount. They are greatly outpacing inflation. So yeah, and I feel like part of that is just Azzaro put them out at what their prices were. And then when they got extremely popular and started selling really well, Azzaro was like, you know, we could charge a little bit more for this, I bet you. I bet you we could. And they did. So shout out to Azzaro for greatly outpacing inflation with their price increases. Oh wait, no, that's not good. No shout out to you. Bad. I am disappointed, but I will hand it to them. The fragrance works. You know, it does last a long time. It does get a lot of attention. It does get compliments. It does do those things. It gives you that big bunch of vanilla, which so many fragrances have nowadays, and it's really popular, like I said, and it does it in a way that's both extremely appealing and sexy and sweet, but not too sweet. Like it has enough of that little touch of smokiness from the incandescent woods, that ginger adds a nice little bit of brightness. It smells great. It smells really good. But still, stop it. Stop the price creep. That's my new thing. Price creep. Don't do it. Everybody's struggling enough, brother. Stop the price creep. Stop it. Okay, I'm done. Stop it. I'm done. Okay.
Stop it.
Get some help.
So this one's kind of like just a little bonus one I'm throwing in here to an extent. We had Hosavot, right? Well, there's also this one right here. This is called Supremacy, not only intense. And I would kind of poke fun at that name a little bit, but naming conventions at this point, who cares? You got brands coming at us with Le Parfum, Intense, Absolute, Noir, Elixir, Fandango. That's the new thing, by the way, Fandango, I just called it. Oh, bro, the new Sauvage Fandango is out. It's like last 36 days, brother. I did 2 sprays on my neck, bro, and now my neck bones are fused. I don't know, like, what happened, dude? Hell, that's good, man. I got so many compliments, bro, but man, I can't turn my neck anymore. It kind of sucks. Should have warned me about that, actually. So yeah, not only intense. What exactly does not only intense mean? I don't think it matters anymore. Flanker names, who cares? It's like magic. It's just a thing. But yeah, this is a clone of Hosavot. Darn good one, actually. And for a lot of people, they will tell you straight up, not only intense outperforms Club de Nuit Intense Man for them. CDNIM, obviously the more popular choice. That one is the clone, of course, of Creed Aventus, and there are a bunch of different CDNIMs out there, some stronger than others. And some of those are real strong as well. But yeah, not only intense if you're looking for Hosavot on the cheap, but you still want the performance, there you go. Let's go Guerlain up next. This one is Tobacco Honey. Now it's pricey, it is darn pricey, it's real expensive. The most expensive thing here, and a big reason for that is you can't usually really find this discounted, maybe on occasion, but a lot of times you cannot. But if you want a tobacco honey fragrance that's really, really, really easy to wear with very high quality in terms of the ingredients that will last an eternity, that will do it. And truthfully, even though the scent is not like some crazy, like abstract, artistic fragrance, because I know a lot of people are into that, and that's totally fine. Even though that's not what this is, and it's more of like just a, here's a really high quality, sweet pipe tobacco fragrance. That's kind of what it is. Like a nice stone fruit sweetness in there to go along with the tobacco and the honey. Even though that's what it is done so well that I don't really care. I just like how it smells. Sometimes that's really all you need, right? But like I said, the drawback, the price. The price is expensive. Multiple dollar signs. Look, lots of dollar signs. That's this. But at least you do get the longevity to go along with that. Worst thing is paying a whole boatload for a fragrance, get it in, spray it on, 15 minutes later, oh, shouldn't have spent that money, bro. The new Le Bro is up next. Lal Elixir Absolute. I was kind of making fun of flanker names just now, and yeah. I mean, it's whatever. Elixir Absolute. I mean, they could have called it whatever they want, you know? At the end of the day, the fragrance is what matters. Now, it is a little bit redundant if you already own Lal Elixir. It's not crazy, crazy different. This is one of those flankers that's like, I don't know, 10%, 15% different. But still, it is different. It's not the exact same, but it's walking that line of being redundant. That being said, the performance is great. It lasts a long time. It projects quite well, especially as you live with the fragrance, wear it a little bit, you'll start to notice like, ooh, man, this thing is lingering. The opening has a really nice plum, so it's got like this deep fruitiness in there. That's gonna be one of the main differences between this one and Lal Elixir. It definitely has more of that fruit aspect to it right in the front, and that lingers for a long time. It doesn't have as much of that like honey tobacco kind of feel. Well, not necessarily tobacco, but like the honey that you get in Lal Elixir. I say not necessarily tobacco because that's not a massive amount of elixir. Even though it's there, it's not like right up in your face. So really the main drawback for this one just is, like I said, the potential redundancy between this and Lal Elixir. But if you love the line, like you really, really enjoy it, absolutely worth checking out. And if you don't own Lal Elixir, but you're thinking about picking one up, you're not sure which one to get, it would be best to sample both of them and see which one works best for you. I know that's not the easiest thing to do though, but just be aware they're not super duper ultra different. And we're gonna finish up on this beauty of a bottle. Wow, it looks great. It's Mahir Legacy. It actually looks kind of freaking weird. Every time I look at this bottle, I'm just like, whoa. Yeah, the bottle, like when you look at it from the side, it almost looks like a little horse head, and then like a trench coat or something over a long body. Like the shoulder, the back, and the front. Yeah, see? Shoulders, front, back, long trench coat. So it's almost like two children, you know, with the long trench coat over them, like they're trying to pretend they're adults, but somehow they've put a freakish horse head mask over the head of the child. That is reading into it way too much. So this is Sedly, Parfum Smarly Sedly. That's what this smells similar to. And obviously, like Sedly, a fresh fragrance for summertime, very zingy, sparkly, you know, a little bit of that like shower gel-esque blue fragrance vibe with really solid quality, nice longevity. So even though it's a fresher fragrance, it has that staying power because just by the nature of a fragrance being a fresh fragrance, usually they have worse performance, right? Just the ingredients, the style, they're a little more volatile. They don't really last quite as long typically. So when you can get a summertime fragrance that has a little extra something, a little extra push, it's worth checking out. And that is what this will give you in a strange alien designed bottle. So there we have it, guys. A bunch of different scents that you can use that will last a long time. That's gonna be the title of the video, 10 scents that will last a long time. That's big brain. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.